Good morning. Welcome to Art Chat. I'm your host, Justin Donaldson. Today, we have Andrew Pena with us. How's it going, Andrew?
Pretty good. How about you, man?
I'm doing really good. So you were telling me that you just got home from doing some painting.
I did.
Can we see it?
Out. Yeah, actually. Let's see.
Awesome.
Bam.
Bam. There we go. So tell us about yourself, Andrew.
So let's see. Right now, I'm a background designer at Warner Brothers, and
Nice.
so that's my day job. That's my in-house job, and I enjoy that a lot. But when I'm not there, I like painting. As you guys can see, if any of you guys follow me on Instagram, it's kind of obsessive everyday painting. And I do that because at work I'm drawing, and that's a lot of line work and a lot of thinking, a lot of design, you know. And then when I get to go out and just paint, that's just for me. That's for no one else. So I can do horrible things or amazing things, and nobody's checking me off on it. So
that's awesome. I'm gonna put in. Oh, I'm gonna put this in here. Okay, so here's some of your work, just so everyone can see it. This is some of your plein air stuff, I think, down here.
Yeah, that's my so my older plein air stuff that I have that's actually now in a book that's going to be coming out soon.
Oh, tell us about that. It's that ins and outs, right?
Yeah, ins and outs and the small things. So I've got the two books that I made through the Kickstarter that finished a couple months ago and is in production, even though all of these things are going on right now. They're slowly still being made.
Right.
And I felt super lucky to have that made with all the support and help from everybody.
I'm excited about it because I picked up a copy as well.
Yeah, which means a lot.
So when it comes out, I'm gonna get both of them, actually. I think it was the big ones and the small things.
Yeah, you get both. So the bigger one actually has paintings from inside like cafes in the city, and then out and wherever else I can go that are a bit bigger versus the small thing, which was just much smaller paintings like I'll grab one. Like these little guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I started doing those because they're just much quicker. And to me, they were a little more challenging to get them done quick, get the idea across what I wanted to do. And it allowed me to paint in much more places. And a lot of people seem to like those. So they look really cute in their little book.
Yes. So we have a comment here on YouTube. Danae says, I love how he seems to focus on corners of things or buildings that most people wouldn't consider attractive. Can you tell us about that? What brings you to sort of sitting in a spot and deciding you're going to paint something?
A lot of the times it comes from when I first started taking landscape classes or plein air classes a while ago. They all kind of take you to the same spot. Don't get me wrong, beautiful spots. They always take you to big hills or mountains or the Vasquez Rocks, which is over here in LA. So you've got all these different things that they're taking you, but it's always nature. And that's a beautiful thing to paint. But I was like, why aren't people painting? They don't take us to buildings. They don't take us inside cafes. They don't take us to things that more mundane things, honestly, like things that are painting the table, you know, which matters when you're a background painter, you're a background designer, you're drawing the most mundane things, right?
Yes.
And so how do you make them look good? And I kind of wanted that challenge of going in and painting other things the same way you would paint a mountain or a tree. And then I got obsessed with that, and I found out about urban sketching. And to me, it's much more of a challenge, and also just more fun to paint something as simple as a table and to make it look good, you know.
So you're in it for the challenge.
Yeah, definitely.
And what tends to be the challenge? What's the hard part? And when you go ahead and do that, what are you trying to do, and what gets in the way?
For me, the challenge is I think every time I start painting, I kind of figure out the painting halfway through for myself. Yes. Like when I start, I just kind of go for it, you know, and then the first half of it, I'm like, and then I keep going. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm doing something. I'm doing something. And I love that part of a painting. Like I literally live for that middle part where it starts looking like something, you know?
It is.
And, No, go ahead.
I know that feeling so well. Like every
Yeah,
single
right?
painting, no matter what
Everyone.
it is, just every one of them. There's
And I not, for me, it's almost like when I get used to it, when like I painted a few times and I'm like, huh, it looks good from the get go, or, and you know, that's a bold thing to say, but when I'm like doing it, oh, it looks already right. Then I'm like, oh, I gotta switch it up. So I'll grab like something different, or use a different brush, or I'll change the size that I'm painting, or I'll change the time that I'm painting. You know, something to keep it challenging, because work gets repetitive, not in a bad way, but where it becomes uh, like I know what to do from the get go. It's step by step by
yeah.
step. But
So
I don't want painting to get that way, you know?
your work is very process driven then?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And so I don't want my painting to become that way, you know? So it really does kind of remain challenging to me, and that's really my favorite thing to do.
Yeah. So I had one question. One question is we're talking about a little bit about sort of process and everything. Somebody had asked about your work. They asked, how do you decide the sort of the first values to put down? Because they felt like they never knew exactly where to begin or sort of where to place their value ranges.
So when I'm painting, plein air painting, I like to stay right in the middle most of the time, right in the middle where it's not too light and not too dark.
Why
Where
is that?
for me, it's once I get to the point where I see it starting to become something, I notice where I want to focus a bit more, and I can hit that more by putting in light, or putting in dark, or putting in whatever I'm doing, the contrast, color contrast, texture, whatever I'm doing. And I do that when I figure out what the painting is, because I don't go in knowing what the painting is most of the time. Even if I think I know, like sometimes going through, I'll figure out, oh, this is what it really is about. Then I'll hit it with the differences, and I'll I actually post like stories where I kind of talk while I'm painting, and a lot of
Yeah.
times it's just me talking.
Yeah.
It's not like a good like lesson every time, and hopefully people know that going in, that I just kind of like rambling. I kind of miss talking to people right now since I've been in isolation, but I've figured out too, just by talking out loud, that I'll kind of restrict myself with what I put down on my own palette. So
Right.
whereas most painters that I paint with, I see put everything out, I'll put down like just cool,
Right.
or maybe just the tonal stuff. And then once I figure out what I want to do, then I'll put down that contrasting color, and I'll start using that in my painting. So I won't allow my painting to be muddy from the get go, because I'll do it. I'll make it muddy.
Right.
I don't have, if I don't have restrictions, then I'll go crazy, which is why Photoshop was so crazy for me. So
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm interested. How's that? The process of like, so you're talking about just the thing being, and this could be my words, not your words, being a wreck until you figure it out, and it's sort of, you get that revelation in the middle of it where you realize kind of what this is and how you're going with it. You're exploring. Where does the deciding what your painting is about come in that process? Is it right at that point where things start changing, or is it beforehand, or?
So what I want it to be versus what it becomes is, I think, the difference, right? Because
Yes,
sometimes like I started out with a painting and I look at it, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to start off and this is what I'm going to do. And then I get started and I realize, it's not what I'm doing, but this is what I want. Or it's not what I'm doing, what I need to do to fix it, to save exactly what I'm trying to do. Because like I had something that stuck with me with the teacher that said that painting is just fixing your mistakes.
Right.
And I love that.
It's
so makes me feel better when I look at it and I'm like, oh, this is all one big mistake. I'm like, no, it's just fixing your mistakes. So I don't feel as bad if at the end of the painting I see little mistakes, because I've had a lot of times when my mistakes become something I learn how to use later.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes when you're plein air painting, one of the things that I love and hate about it is that it's not even your mistakes. Like half the time, it's like something happened. The weather changed, a car came in and parked right where you were painting, or something like that. It gets a little
or even
crazy.
The way the weather affects your paint. Which is something you don't figure out until you're out in anywhere, even inside. If it's hot outside, inside it still affects it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's hard to, especially when you first begin, it's really hard to predict that kind of stuff. Here's a comment just for you, Andrew. This man is an inspiration. There you go.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we've got this one. Okay, his style seems to have gotten even more vibrant, almost neon and loose lately. It's gorgeous, but what's the reason? Just for fun, with a challenge?
Actually, yeah, that's literally what I talked about, where it became pretty normal for me with what I was doing. I noticed that it was becoming kind of normal to not let myself get loose, and it was getting a little tight.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, let me grab it. I'll be right back.
Oh, sure.
So something as simple as I'll paint with the brush, and I started getting a little too into it. So
Yes.
I'll hold it differently on purpose.
Yeah, me too.
And,
I do that.
And different things, like I'm holding it like this now, like a wand, like I'm Harry Potter. Like I'm literally holding it differently to make myself do different things because I don't want to get too used to it. So lately it's been getting messier, but people seem to be responding well, and I like it. So just see what else happens.
I started doing the same thing and exactly the same analogy, like a wand, except that I saw Voldemort holding his wand like this.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I gotta try that. I'll figure it out.
I think that's literally it. I felt more like Dumbledore.
Yes. I love that. Okay, here's one. Do you paint most of them outdoors?
The pictures, the paintings you see that are outdoors,
yeah.
I'm outdoors.
Yeah. Well, and except for lately, we've been riding around in cars, Unplanned car.
But it's been interesting because now I got like the window, and my windows are tinted, so sometimes I'm just like peeking out the window to try and not get the tinted look.
Have you had any interesting interactions when you're plein air painting? Because you do this a lot. You have a lot of chances for strange folk, right?
Pretty often. Yeah, pretty often.
Okay.
Pretty often. I get a lot of people asking if I'm a student, which is always fun, and I get a lot of people asking if I'm painting, which always cracks me up. But I've ran into a few people that are painting with me, or sometimes I've painted things that are other people's stuff. Like I painted a boat a long time ago, and the guy came out super excited, like, can I get that after you're done? I was like, yeah, I sell it. He was like, oh, I'll get it. So, that was nice.
That is really nice. Yeah, so can you tell us a little bit about how you got to where you are? We had a couple of questions about that. How did you get from I don't know, wherever you began to sort of where you are now, the 3-minute version?
Into art or into
that might
painting?
be your into your job or into making this book.
So I started painting with watercolors outside just because I wanted to get away from the computer. Yeah. Because I originally started as illustration, and I did a lot of traditional work in oils and a lot of different things back in LCAT when I was living in the College of Art and Design. And then started getting into digital stuff when I realized I wanted to do more biz dev. Well, I thought I wanted to do biz dev and work in animation. And I found myself behind the computer way more,
Oh, yeah.
And so I wanted to go out painting again. So I'd always wanted to do plein air, did it a little bit, a couple of times a month. And then I took class maybe 2.5 years ago with Mike Hernandez. If you guys know that person, he's amazing. And he got me addicted. He's the one that got me into small paintings, painting smaller with a 1-inch brush. And that really got me hooked, going to those places painting. And so I just kind of kept it up after that. And I found that painting made me like kind of forget about doing things for work and doing things for fun again.
Yeah.
And it became literally a personal thing for me,
Right.
The book was never a plan. Selling stuff was never a plan. I just wanted to paint. And then a friend reached out and wanted to do a show, me and another person, to do a show with our paintings. And I kept putting it off. And finally he was like, we got to do it. I got a spot. We'll put your stuff up. It'll be wonderful. And then from there, people bought paintings. And I was like, people buy my paintings? So I started selling paintings and putting that as an option, because if not, I just kind of build up like 100 paintings on my desk. I don't know what to do with them.
Yeah.
And then again, people were asking about a book, and I was not going to do it. And again, I'm convinced for my girlfriend, who I owe a lot of the things that I do now. She pushed me to like, all right, it's time to get a book out. I was like, I don't know. You got to do it. It's time to do it. So, okay, fine. I'll look into it. And she came up with the wonderful names that I have, because I can't come up with names for the life of me.
Nice.
The names of the book. And I just kind of went for it. And I put the Kickstarter. I said, if the Kickstarter makes it, then I'll do it. I'm not going to make them myself, because I don't know what I'm going to do with all these books if I make them, you know?
Yeah.
And people supported it. I was surprised, and I was thankful, and I was happy. And then now I'm here now, you know, with the books done, and I just kind of keep painting, kind of keep doing more, pushing more.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised that your Kickstarter did well. I'm not surprised at all. Now, is there anything that you're planning on doing in the future here? Keep painting is number one, right?
Well, I'll keep painting. I think I want to do another book with the plenarful stuff that I have, like a small zine, something not as high quality, because I'm going crazy high quality with the new ones. If I'm going to make a book, I'm going to go crazy. So I'm going with Donaldson printing for that, and they're an amazing company. But yeah, I'm doing that. I think I was talking about before, I do a bunch of projects. I kind of have to always keep busy, especially now that I'm staying inside. And I got these little guys. I'll show you.
I love these little guys.
Little toys. Yeah, so I started playing in I'll put that bigger. I started playing in ZBrush a while ago. Because again, it's another form of medium, because I worked in clay for a bit. That wasn't for work, you know, that was just for me. And then I got addicted to ZBrush. Then I made some stuff, and then someone reached out about making 3D prints. And again, here we are. A lot of things happen to just being open about what I'm working on, and having friends or other artists reach out. And I love working with people, so it just kind of leads to new projects, and I love just taking on new things. So.
Yeah, I find that's absolutely true. That most of the good things that come is because you're not just waiting for someone to say something. You just start doing it, and then people see it and they notice, and then you start to, you know, that's how opportunities come, is because you're already doing the thing that they want, or that they're interested in, and then they want you to do more of it, or they encourage you to do more of it. What were you gonna say? Sorry.
I don't know anymore. Yeah, but yeah, so I'm doing that, doing the toys. I'm getting out. I let the first batch out about 2 weeks ago, five of them, and they sold. And now I'm doing another 5, and a paint your own version. So they come in a kit. And if you want to paint them, it's a good project for right now. So why not?
Why not? Do you have a 3D printer at home, or do you get that done elsewhere?
No, I have another friend who has a 3D printer, and he does his own projects, like little D&D things for himself, as well as other things, just for him. Yeah. And he's the one who reached out and wanted to do this, and I think he thought it was just a little project. Right. And then I started selling them, and he was like, we're going to make money off of these? And I was like, yeah, man, people want them. Let's get them out there. And now he's like, this is awesome. So now we're just working together. We have another toy that we're talking about making. And, you know, we'll see what happens.
I love that so much. We have a question here. FM says, do you guys take your painting equipment with you every time you go out? Or do you plan particular days to paint?
Oh, no. My room doesn't have all my painting stuff. It's on my car. So.
Yeah. Yes. When I was doing oil plein air painting, it's just the boot of my car was it. It was like the place everything lived. I basically take everything with me everywhere I go. And my whole setup is based around the idea of it being fast and easy and just like so accessible that basically nothing can get in the way. I can like sit down, open up, start painting in 2 minutes, and then finish, pack up, close my book, and leave in 2 minutes. So it's like little friction.
I'm the exact same way. Yeah. Once I figured out how to do that and make it quicker, more paintings came out like crazy. And right
Yes.
now, because I'm painting in my car, my passenger seat, I don't have room for a passenger anymore. It's just all my paintings because I just move it over, start painting, move it back, and then just drive back home. So
Absolutely. Yeah, it's surprising because I don't want to think that how easy it is gets in the way, or how hard it might be gets in the way. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm an artist. Like, I take things, I go out and I paint and I come back, but it's absolutely true. Like, if there's thought that it might take me 15 minutes to pack up, and then I'm like carrying a million things, there's just like this emotional, intellectual friction that says, let's not do that today.
Yeah, it matters.
It matters,
it takes longer for me to get ready, I ain't painting. I ain't
exactly.
painting, and I love painting. But
Yeah,
if it takes me longer than a couple of minutes, I'll just sit down instead. I'll take a picture.
It's a weird thing, and I don't know what it is, but I'm glad we found a way around it.
Yeah. I have a lot to thank for the I wish I had it in here, but the Tad Rhett box that I bought, because he makes his own posh.
Oh yeah, like pochade. I don't know how to say that. Pochade. That's what I call it.
You sound better when you say it, so you can say it. Pochade.
Okay.
Pochade box.
Pochade box.
Once I found that, my life just got so much better.
Yeah. So what do you normally work with? Gouache, is that correct?
Gouache and acrylic gouache. I kind of mix them.
Now, I've never actually used acrylic gouache. Why would I want to use acrylic gouache?
I like them because some of the colors, this is such a reason, but the colors are wet longer, even though it's acrylic gouache.
Yeah.
Like greens don't get all chalky as quickly, because I have such a pet peeve for that. Like my green is just like a chalk of like nothingness, and I just have to get it wet again. So I like the way some colors work better in acrylic gouache, and when I mix them, the thickness of the paint is easier to paint, because I paint thick, and regular gouache is like watercolor. Nothing against it, I love it, but when I mix the two, it gets that thickness that I like, and so I can get thicker on the board rather than just regular gouache.
Sweet. We have another question. Okay, here we go. Danae says, it's amazing that he worked at such big companies. How did he get about going those jobs, and how much did they influence his personal work?
Friends, acquaintances, and putting myself out there like crazy.
What did putting yourself out there look like?
It looks like, if you scroll down on my Instagram, you start seeing the digital work about like
we're gonna get
about a couple months ago. I want to say in November, December, you suddenly started seeing me started putting out digital work. Yeah, there's one. And basically what happened was an opportunity that I had failed, which happens all the time. And I was sitting there like, all right, now what? So I stopped painting, plein air painting for a bit. I just started doing digital paintings because that's what I was going for, was digital background. And I looked at what I wanted, where I wanted to work, and what they were doing, and tried to put my spin on it, and then just did a bunch of paintings. Put it on LinkedIn, put it on Instagram, put it on Facebook, I opened a Twitter, which I'm off of again, but I opened a Twitter. I mean, everything. And LinkedIn actually helped a lot. People really responded to those paintings and posting consistently. And then, again, a friend that I usually go out painting with, he worked there at Warner Brothers before, and he referred me when they were looking for a background painter. And by January, I was working there. They reached out, and they looked at these paintings. So they looked at this work that I had done, and my past work they looked at, but they looked at the new stuff. So, I mean, you see what you want, you just kind of go for it. Because like we talked before, you can't just wait around, or you can't wait for them to find you, Yeah.
It's all about just doing the thing that you want to do before you're getting paid to do it.
Yeah. And it was fun doing those paintings. So
yeah, it's fun. And because people don't hire for potential, they don't say, oh, he has the potential to do it. Like, they'll find someone who's already doing it.
Yeah, because there's so many people out there. There's so many people. But I found too that though there's a lot of people, and though there are amazing people out there, people want to work with people that they like
Yes.
And that's what I found when I got this job, and met for the interview was more of, are you cool? Are you a cool person to talk to? And we just talked. And then after that, he was like, well, I've seen your work. I mean, it's not about your work. It's about, do I want to be around you from 10 to 7, you know?
Right. Exactly.
And that was nice to talk to them, and it feels more like a family in the community in my particular team, who I really appreciate being part of and feeling lucky to be part of as my first in-house job. So, because everything else before was freelance.
Yeah. Is there a dream job, a place you want to be, or are you living it?
I haven't figured that out yet. I do know that I want to work. Yeah, like I'm happy right now working in-house. I love my opportunity, and I'm actually really enjoying it, and I want to do more. I have a dream right now of getting my own IP out there, which is a lot of people's dream, but I'm keeping it, and I'm going to do it. But at the end of the day, I think I just want to make a living being able to paint and be out in an area where I could go out and consistently kind of paint and do my thing and do personal projects. That's my end goal. Like, no matter what.
Is your IP something to do with your little statues, the toys? Yes. Good. Yeah,
more to come later as I work on that. But right now, just getting people familiar with this guy through the toys seems to be working pretty darn well. So just keep going with that. Not rushing, you know.
No, yeah.
I
love
it's something I'm just enjoying to do. So
that is so good. Hey, so we're coming to the end of half an hour. Is there? Where can people find you? Where can people find you?
At the moment, really only on Instagram. I don't want to, like, I'm not old, but like in my own head, I'm old. Like I just want one social media, you know, that's good enough.
I hear that.
So Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn. You find me on there by my name. And I have a Twitter that's floating around that I'm trying to use a bit more, but mostly Instagram is where I post stories, where I post live when I'm painting, and constantly kind of posting every day. So
that is really cool. So I'll take the opportunity to do one last little plug. I have my landscape painting course. Registration is open at the moment. So if anyone wants to join me, we're doing 12 weeks of lessons and feedback and just fun. And man, if you ever start preparing one of these things, it's like, I feel like I've learned way more than anyone else could just during the process of putting it together. It's been so good.
I felt like it's something about teaching somebody else where you're like, well, I have to actually learn what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's like, well, I do it, but now I have to organize in a way that actually makes sense and fits the paradigms and fits the framework.
Yeah.
And suddenly it just becomes, so cool. But
well, if I could do a plug for you, I actually got two of your gumros for the clouds and the water painting. And might I say, if you haven't gone checking out that to begin with, that's good. So I can only imagine what this is going to be. So
thank you.
I fully support, and you guys really need to go.
The cloud one, I think that was I think it was the second one, but the first like really big tutorial that I did. And I'm pretty sure like my head gets in the way at some point.
It's pretty hefty. It was a hefty like little chunk of info when I was because I just started paying more attention to that, because again, I'm more architectural stuff and I don't just video paint. And I'm like, I don't really pay attention to the sky. So I've been doing that lately this last month, trying to. And it's been fun, but I was like, I'm gonna take a quick look to see what the actual some actual lessons on it, and like you went straight to my head to go looking at it like right away.
Well, thank you. I'm glad that I'm glad it was helpful.
It really was, man. It really was.
Very cool. We are at the very end, so thank you so much, Andrew, for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And we're gonna finish up the stream at least right here.